Have you ever sat down to do work or homework, and no matter how long you try, it takes you hours to finish your report or paper? If so, you're not alone. This often happened to me, and it became really frustrating because no matter how much time I worked, I could never finish my tasks. I was so frustrated by this that I decided to look into why. It turns out that in our modern world, being able to focus is extremely rare and difficult. This is because of how our world is connected. We get constant texts and emails disrupting our workflow, and that is a huge problem. Why? Because we work at our best when focused, and it is backed up by many writers and researchers. One such writer named Cal Newport invented a so-called formula for work. This formula is quality work, QW, equals sign time, T, X, intensity of focus, 1. This just means that by focusing more on our work, we can get better results in less time. And today, I will show you the 6 steps to do so. Step 1. Understand the concept of deep work. Deep work is exactly what I was talking about before. It is the work you produce when you are at your most focused, free of distractions, and committing 100% to the task at hand. This work is rare nowadays, and if you learn how to master it, you will have an advantage over most. Step 2. Set up your environment. You should designate a spot and a time to do this. The time doesn't really matter, but it has to be for at least 45 minutes to get the most out of it. The environment should be somewhere free of distractions, where you are comfortable and have everything you need. For example, although I use my desk to work and play, when I have to work on a project, I make sure to leave my phone in another room to avoid distractions. I get water and snacks from my kitchen so I don't have to get back up if I get thirsty or hungry and turn on my fan since the breeze helps me concentrate. You can make this anywhere, really, as long as you are somewhere that will allow you to stay focused for a long period of time. Step 3. Develop a routine for deep work. Repeating deep work a few times a week is crucial. Most of us already have problems retaining our attention for long periods of time due to TikTok and other apps, so we need to train our focus. To actually be consistent about it, it is better to have a plan for when you will dive into deep work so that you can prepare beforehand and avoid interruptions. Step 4. Use focus techniques to get better results in deep work. There are many focus techniques, but the ones that have worked well for me are the Pomodoro technique, where I focus intensively for 30 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then focus for another 30 minutes. During your break, avoid scrolling on social media as this divides your attention, and the next 30 minutes that you work, you will be thinking about the videos you watched earlier. Another thing I do is organize my tasks, ranking them from most to least important. That way, when working, I start from top to bottom, making the most use of my focus. Step 5. Embrace boredom and limit shallow work. If you are okay with being bored, you will have no problem focusing on boring work. This is why you must learn to be okay with being bored, as it will allow you to deep work for longer periods of time. You must also understand what shallow work is. Shallow work is basically just tasks that are simple to do, like answering emails or scheduling a meeting. This type of work should consume the least amount of time possible since there are more rigorous things you should focus on. Try to keep shallow work to a minimum. Step 6. Review and adjust your process. Not everyone will have the same techniques to focus or environments, so try different angles. If you feel like it's better to work in a library than at home, do so. Or maybe you prefer working until all your homework is done non-stop. Change these steps accordingly to best fit yourself. If you do these steps correctly, you will see that you'll become much more productive at school and at work. If you'd like to learn about different focus techniques to see which one works for you, I'll leave the video in the description below. Until next time.